Hey guys, this is Undercoverdudes all the way from down, and today I'm going to be talking about partnerships and how they were perceived a long time ago and how they're perceived now, and how this generational gap has went and changed the face of partnerships and how they are appreciated in my opinion. And then from there I'm going to go and extend that to how new generation YouTubers don't really put in the required amount of effort in order to go and get somewhere with YouTube, and they just believe that YouTube is just a really easy way of getting famous and getting money when you actually have to put in quite a lot of work. Now obviously that's going to be a stereotype, as I'll go and say it many times throughout this commentary, but you know, I just want to say for the majority of it, I don't see too many new YouTubers putting in the hard runs, the long walk, whatever you want to call it, in order to get somewhere on this website. Now, many years ago, I'm talking like 3-4 years ago, partnerships barely existed. The only way to get partnered, I believe, was through Machinima and YouTube. And to get these YouTube partnerships were ridiculously hard. You had to have like 20-30,000 subscribers, and now you guys will be thinking, oh, 30,000 subscribers isn't too much, but literally 30,000 subscribers a couple years ago is the equivalent of 1 million subscribers. It was incredibly difficult to get a partnership, and if you did, it didn't have the best pay rate because YouTube was an evolving medium. Not many advertisers were going and thinking YouTube would be a good idea in comparison to now. And what happened throughout the year, more people kind of joined in. Machinima got a lot really bigger. A couple more networks came out, like Yash and like TGN, like the Game Station. And everything was dandy. People getting partnerships. They were appreciating the partnership because you had to get about 5-6k subs in order to get them. So you had to have a decent fan base in order to get a partnership. And literally, in the last year, partnerships blew up. There's so many sub networks. This is literally how we're going. You got like a main network like Maker, and then you got a sub network of like RPM, and then you got a sub network of RPM, which is Social Blade, and you got other sub networks. It is absolutely ridiculous. Partnerships blew up, and literally, you could have 30 subscribers and get a partnership. That's how easy it is. If you guys are thinking you need 500 subscribers, you need 1,000 subscribers, the truth is you don't need them because it is so easy to do. Now, after that little introduction, now I'm going to talk about how the value of a partnership has just been completely obliterated in my opinion. Because back in those old days, to get a partnership, it was very exciting. When I got my first TGM partnership about a year ago, I got that email and I was ecstatic. I was running up and down the house, shouting around, and because I got a partnership. It was ridiculous. And when I got my Machinima partnership a while back, I was really excited as well because it's a partnership. Oh, it's so awesome. But now YouTubers these days, they don't feel that. They don't feel these emotions because they just say, oh, it's a partnership. I get money and do thumbnails and stuff like that. Scheduled uploading. They don't feel the emotions behind it because it is so easy to do. These new generation YouTubers believe they can get YouTube famous and get all this YouTube money so they can become rich and stuff like that, like their idols, PewDiePie, Raylan Johnson, and so on. But the thing is that with these new generation YouTubers, they don't have the time, they don't have the persistence, they just don't have the attention span in order to keep up with such a demanding hobby like YouTube. It's not very easy to go and start up in YouTube. It took me about a year and a half to get to about 2k subscribers, and then now here I am. But I put in a year and a half of work in order to get here. Most people will not be able to sustain that. Now, obviously, this is a stereotype because I know there's quite a few YouTubers out there that are very new and putting in a lot of effort in order to get out there and entertain people. But on the whole, the majority of new YouTubers just believe they can get famous off one video. They put a bit of effort in that video and they just see no success and quit. And that's why That's why you don't see many big YouTubers that have come in the recent months. You see all the big YouTubers like PewDiePie and Smosh and Raylan Johnson, stuff like that, because they've been working on upon years upon years upon years, and they've put in the effort. And even though you may not like their videos, because there's some people that don't like their videos, the fact is you have to understand that the effort they put in there is very, very, very substantial, and you have to appreciate for that fact. When most YouTubers nowadays, these small YouTubers, believe they can get e-famous off one video and boom, it just doesn't work. So overall, I have to say that YouTube has changed. For the better, for the worse, that's what you guys have to go and make up in your opinion. But, you know, in my opinion, I have to say YouTube has become more accessible. Not better, not worse, more accessible. It's much, much more easier to get a partnership. That's really obvious. But saying that, it's the quality of videos and the substantiality of these YouTubers who believe they can get e-famous within, you know, a week, within a month, when it's actually years, 2, 3, 4 years in order to get somewhere on YouTube, and they just cannot keep up this hobby. Is that something that's the trade-off? If more accessible partnerships, and then you get people who just believe they can become their idols like PewDiePie and Raylan Johnson as such and as such. I'm gonna leave this up to you guys. Post in the comments below. But other than that, it's Undercover Dudes all the way from Down Under, out.